All right? Imagine this. You walk into a classroom, but instead of learning algebra or history, the textbook in your hands is about drone warfare. That's not science fiction. That's happening right now, in Russia. Yep, Russia has just released what's believed to be the world's first official drone warfare textbook. Not a military training manual, an actual textbook. For students, teenagers, the kind who usually just study math or chemistry. So, why is this a big deal? And why are global military analysts, education experts, and policymakers suddenly paying attention? Let's unpack this, because what's written in that textbook may shape the next generation of warfare, literally. The book that changed everything. Let's start with the basics. The book is titled Fundamentals of Drone Operations, or in Russian, Основы управления беспилотными летательными аппаратами. It was developed by Russian military veterans and drone specialists, and endorsed for use by students at the UNARMIA, also known as the Youth Army. That's a patriotic youth movement backed by Russia's Ministry of Defense. So yeah, it's not just a side project. This textbook covers everything from drone navigation, surveillance techniques, flight mechanics, to aerial reconnaissance strategies. But here's the kicker. It doesn't just teach how to fly drones. It teaches how to fly drones in combat. We're talking battlefield tactics, identifying targets, evading enemy radar, and coordinating drone swarms. And remember, this is aimed at kids who are barely out of middle school. Why is this happening now? You might be wondering, why now? Well, Russia's war in Ukraine has redefined how drones are used in conflict. From cheap commercial quadcopters turned into deadly weapons, to long-range autonomous aircraft, drones have become the most versatile tools of war. And Russia knows it. Throughout the Ukraine conflict, both Russia and Ukraine have used drones heavily, for surveillance, for communication relays, even as loitering munitions. This has been called the first true drone war, and Russia is taking notes. What we're seeing now is Russia institutionalizing drone knowledge. They don't want to just train soldiers. They want to raise a whole generation that speaks drone tactics as a second language. Think of it as a national-scale STEM meets military program. What's actually inside the book? So what exactly do students learn from this book? Let's break it down. 1. Drone basics. Students learn about UAV classifications, from small reconnaissance drones to medium-range attack drones. 2. Flight mechanics. Physics of lift, thrust, and flight stabilization. This part reads like an aerospace engineering course. 3. Tactical applications. Here's where it gets intense. Students study real-world battlefield drone strategies, including how to approach a target unseen, when to use thermal imaging, and even scenarios on electronic jamming. 4. Mission planning simulations. They run flight simulations using software based on real combat footage. These aren't games. These are serious military-grade tools. 5. Ethics and rules of engagement. Now here's where it gets a little gray. The textbook touches on ethical drone use, but it's written through a very specific lens, one that aligns closely with Russian state military doctrine. In short, it's comprehensive, it's high-tech, and it's political. The global reaction. Now, how's the rest of the world responding? Mixed feelings. Educators are raising concerns. Should teens really be learning warfare as part of school curriculum? Military analysts are saying, well, if Russia's doing it, maybe we should too. Human rights organizations are warning, this could normalize conflict for a whole generation. But you know what's scary? It's effective. Incorporating drone warfare into national education means Russia won't have to train future soldiers from scratch. They'll already know the systems. They'll already know the tech. All that's left is mission execution, and this might push other nations to follow. What if countries like China, Iran, or even the US decide to do the same? The tech behind the textbook. The book doesn't exist in a vacuum. It's part of a bigger strategy. Russia is investing massively in domestic drone production, anti-drone systems, and AI-integrated drone control software. Sources from Interesting Engineering report that this initiative is just one piece of Russia's plan to digitize and automate warfare. They've already field-tested AI-piloted drones in border skirmishes and tactical exercises. What's next? AI teachers? What does this mean for the future? This isn't just about Russia. It's about a new era in warfare and education. We are entering a world where 16-year-olds can code, assemble, and fly combat-ready drones better than some trained soldiers. We're talking about military-grade knowledge becoming public, war simulations in school, and the blending of science class with battlefield strategy. It's like Call of Duty, but in real life. Is it ethical, dangerous, smart? That's the debate. But one thing's for sure, this textbook isn't the end. It's just the beginning. The bigger takeaway here isn't just that Russia wrote a drone book. It's that education is becoming weaponized. The classroom is now a front line. And the students? They're becoming soldiers of the future, equipped not with rifles but with code, drones, and satellite links. Whether that scares you or excites you, it should make you think. Because while the rest of the world teaches STEM to build robots for science fairs, Russia is teaching STEM to build soldiers for digital wars. That's a shift we can't afford to ignore. Subscribe now for more tech and defense stories.